Brighten up those already bright mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lecter. Mornings at the Cabin.
Mornings at the Cabin, indeed. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lecter. Actually, the liner is correct this morning on your Friday morning. It doesn't happen as often as I'd like anymore because, we're all getting pulled in different directions. Some of us has to sleep. Ollie's always working. AJ's gone for the day. He's just sleeping. Going on another morning date, probably. That's probably what it is.
Could be.
Right.
I did think that. When I saw that coming, I was like, the second date already. I wonder what they're doing today. Maybe fly fishing at 4:30 in the morning.
That sounds great.
Just going out to the East Arm, just for the morning.
Just for the morning. Well, I mean, you could get there and back. If you left at like 4:30,
Which
you get there and back.
Which they very well may have.
They may. He doesn't have a boat anymore.
Although he couldn't have messaged us when he did.
I mean, you got cell coverage until probably an hour outside the city.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
I don't know. So anyway, I was driving to work. The 4 blocks I drive to work. Ruby Tuesday came on the radio.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, it shook me.
The Rolling Stones classic, Ruby Tuesday?
Yeah.
Is that the one?
No, the restaurant, Ruby Tuesdays. The Rolling Stones classic, quote unquote. And I hadn't sat down and actually listened to it, like just had it on, not in the background. It was playing. You could hear it loud and clear. I hate that song. If for whatever reason it struck a chord with me this morning. That I was like, you know what? Mick Jagger can never be mistaken for a great singer. A great frontman, yes. A great, like a rock star, absolutely. A singer, no. And in that song, proves it. But what I wanted to ask you, Lex, because you are such a Beatles fan, are they mocking the Beatles with this song, or are they just trying to copy them?
Oh, I don't know. I never thought of it that way.
Let's start off loud.
Okay.
Tribe Called Red.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
Mornings at the Cabin, little Xavier Rudd, Famine. We're still going to try to get this guy up here for Folk on the Rocks because he's absolutely fantastic, regardless of what you think of that song. Speaking of songs that we are regardless about, we were talking about Ruby Tuesday. Yeah, you did. Don't think about it. We were talking about Ruby Tuesday through the intro because I was listening to it on the way here. Classic vinyl was playing in the vehicle on the satellite
vinyl,
radio.
Okay. I thought you were listening to Cabin Radio. I was like, we have that on the playlist?
What were we? No, it's on the playlist. I'm pretty sure it's probably an off rotation because.
I would think. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I heard it play.
What was playing when I came in was Arrested Development, Mr. Wendell.
Oh, that's a win.
That is a win.
That's a win for us.
That's a win.
Sorry, Classic Vinyl.
Sorry, Classic Vinyl. You keep playing the same, 90 songs.
Losers.
Losers. Yeah, I watched Ace Ventura a couple weeks ago. So I was listening to Ruby Tuesday, and I know you're a big Beatles fan.
Yes.
You're a Stones fan, too.
Yeah.
I like the Stones as well. I hate the Beatles. I don't. I'm just joking. I like them.
Nobody hates the Beatles.
Oh, there's plenty of people who hate the Beatles, but who? Oh, I'll name them. Just give me a sec.
Stupid people.
I'll make a list. And it starts with stupid people. But for whatever reason, it struck me this morning that I've always kind of made fun of Ruby Tuesday because I was always like, okay, this is the Rolling Stones trying to be the Beatles.
Right.
This is them listening to the latest Beatles and being like, we got to try something like that.
How do we beat that?
How do we beat the Beatles? Well, you did. You've been together for 75 years.
Does that mean they won?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the Beatles were together for, 10 years? Total?
Yeah, approximately.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And, just as the Beatles broke up, the Rolling Stones were like, I guess we're just getting warmed up here. We have 50 more albums to release over the next...
Better pace ourselves.
Half century that we're going to be together. Oh, can you imagine that? Can you in 1966? I'm like, guys, we're going to be together for another 50 years.
Well, that'll be us.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 2018, guys. We got a long road ahead of us.
Oh my God.
So let's just.
I'm going to be 87 doing the morning show.
Absolutely.
I'll be like, bye. So listening to Ruby Tuesday. Back on topic.
Okay.
Listening to Ruby Tuesday. I always kind of dismissed it. It's a nice song. It's a nice song, but it is their shot at being the Beatles. But as I was listening to it this morning, there's parts where like I said, I hadn't listened to it just alone. And there's parts where Mick's voice is just all over the place. He sounds out of tune and whatever.
Mick?
Yeah, Mick. again, would never be mistaken for one of the greatest singers alive.
Let's get one thing straight. Mick Jagger sings in the key of Mick.
That's right. He does. And it works. It works for their music.
To your scales.
It works for their music. That's what it does. It works for that. It works for them. Not unlike when you see, like, say, the White Stripes and everybody criticizes Meg's drumming. Have you ever?
I thought it was Jack singing.
No. How dare you? But like Jack White composes songs around her drumming.
Right.
So even though she's kind of just like a caveman type drummer, just like smacking everything, she's not like the most. She's a great drummer, but she's not like the greatest drummer in the world. He creates songs around that, where they kind of create songs around around Mick's gesticulating and his.
Actually, if you've seen them, like, you know, or heard them on a recent tour, like, you know, anytime within the last 10 years.
The Steel Wheelchair Tour?
He doesn't even sing anymore.
No, why would he?
He just shouts the lyrics.
Goodbye,
Ruby Tuesday.
Ruby Tuesday.
Good name on you.
You sing it.
But we all come to see him dance.
That's right.
Come to see him sing.
I come to see the moves.
That's right.
Like Jagger.
That's right.
So I'm listening to it, and it's like, his voice is all over the place. But what I hadn't listened to, what I hadn't heard in previous listenings that I heard this morning was, are they mocking the Beatles? Like, I felt like they were doing a Beatles tune, but like, there's a couple of lines where he's like, and no one knows. And I'm just like, are you being Paul right now? Is that what's going on? Like, he kind of sings an accent sometimes, but in this one, he kind of leans into it.
Right.
And so I was going to get your take on it, because you're a classic vinyl lover.
I feel like it may have just been a kind of like appealing to the, you know, a certain market kind of thing. Because I felt like the Beatles did this too. Yeah. And maybe I'm just.
Well, I mean, the Beatles did do that. They became famous doing Motown tunes. Like, that's why they like. Yeah. That's what they started playing in German pubs, was Motown tunes.
But maybe I'm just making this up in my head. But I feel like there are certain songs when you listen to the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, even, you know, like way up to like the Spice Girls and stuff. I feel like they had the same thing. English groups would, I think, kind of like hide their accent a little bit in their singing when they were trying to record a song that they wanted to break into the North American market. Of course. But if they wanted to, you know, have a hit song in the UK, I think they would more like lean into it, you know?
Yeah, okay. I'll buy that.
I don't know. That's just kind of something I've just, you know, I've never really explored. I've just kind of always had in the back of my head. I was like, yeah, of course they would. Why not?
And I mean,
we do it in Canada, eh?
Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. Bryan Adams doesn't. Well, let's not talk about Bryan Adams.
Cuts like a knife, eh, bud?
Cuts like a knife. That's funny. But yeah, you don't sing in your own accent. Sing in like an American accent. That's usually that kind of the key, obviously, to get over on the other side of the pond. Our side. But back home, maybe they lean into their accents a little bit more. Yeah, and you hear that in some songs, like Firestarter's a great example. When Prodigy actually started having Keith Flint sing, they were like, you know what, Keith, just go full. Man.
Yeah.
Go full Cockney accent. You sound like Bert from Mary Poppins. Just lean into that. Come play my game. And it's like, it's almost as if he's affecting the accent rather than like, because I mean, that's like I imagine he talks like that a little bit, but like over the top. Yeah. Just kind of going completely the other way.
Can I just say, this is perfect Friday morning first conversation material.
Yeah.
Also, like, so yeah, I felt that was a thing, but with the Rolling Stones in particular, and Mick Jagger, I felt like other times he just leaned into Mick.
Yeah.
For example.
Yes.
I will the clouds disappear?
Angie. That's where Axl Rose took his cues. Patience.
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. No, he loves Mick Jagger. He was obsessed with him.
Yeah. So. Well, my mom will be 100% in your corner on this one. She hates Ruby Tuesday, hates Angie, and really could only find, you know, like a handful total songs, the Rolling Stones songs that she could actually.
Well, there's all the ones you hear all the time. And then when Angie comes out, I find myself stopping and listening to it just because of those parts. Angie, you beautiful. Like, he goes so.
You went into James Blunt there.
Well, James Blunt or Eric Cartman just kind of. It's like it's just the very tip of his voice.
Yo, Angie, that's a bad Angie.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast. Hey, it was early. What do you want from us?
It's getting a little crazy in here. Ollie's done up his hair, and it's his Friday hair.
Ooh, letting loose.
Yeah, look at you go. You got a haircut recently though, didn't you? It doesn't look as wild and
about
crazy.
a month ago.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's growing back in a little bit. Mine is going absolutely poop house. My hair.
Still haven't got a cut, eh?
No, you saw it over the weekend how it went. Because I wasn't putting any product in it whatsoever, so it was just getting frizzy and flopping all over the place.
It looked great.
It looked like Kramer.
You look good.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I kept playing with it.
Yeah.
And then Nicole and you mentioned that, like, you're probably getting hair in our coffee. I was like, yeah, probably.
Oh, there's one. Oh, there's another one.
There's one. There's another one. There's another one. I just couldn't stop scratching my head.
Well, we were stressed.
That's right. A beautiful Friday morning out there. Been a week since we left for the mountains, and 24 hours since we got back.
We'll never be the same
Yeah,
again.
it'll be fine. Still kind of recovering a little bit, though. Right? I mean, I'm not sleeping well.
Sleep, yeah. Oddly enough, sleep-wise, we all just look
Sleeping terribly.
tired.
What's up with that? Was it like the fact that we were in actual fresh air in silence for 4 days, and now we come back here and it's, I don't know what it is.
Too much peace.
Too much peace.
Yeah.
Too much quiet.
Yeah.
Can't have it.
Let's get a little war in there.
Yeah. What?
What? The opposite, you know?
Lowrider? Here we are. All right. If you've been watching every day at 7 for the last, 4 months? 3 months. 3.5 months. You've been watching COVID Corner, now Cabin Corner. It is about to go on hiatus, but not before Ollie Williams does a bang-out, blow-at-the-tank show, Wednesday, Canada Day, Canada Corner. Is that what's going on? Am I describing it properly?
You know what? For a man who I was relatively sure had no clue, you got surprisingly far.
Okay, good.
So
What did I
Cabin
miss?
Corner has already gone on hiatus.
I thought you were on last night.
No,
What?
I don't know what you thought you were watching.
What did I see last
You watched
night?
an old episode?
You watching an old one?
Maybe, but it popped up in my feed, so I was like, "Oh, I thought you were done." So when it popped up on my feed, I was like, "Oh, all right. Well, I guess he's not done." I thought hiatus was going to start after the Canada Day.
Nah,
Okay, fine. All right, but let me start over.
That would have made sense.
Mornings at the cabin. If you've been watching every night at 7 o'clock, you've been watching COVID Corner. It's become appointment viewing. Now Cabin Corner. It's gone on hiatus, but Ollie's going to come back on Wednesday, Canada Day, to blow out the tanks right before the rest of summer hits. It's Canada Corner with Ollie Williams on Wednesday nights, July 1st, which is
Okay, now there's bad
Canada
news.
Day.
It's actually at 12 on Wednesday. So if you want to try again,
One more time for the win.
You take one friggin' morning off.
take 3.
If you've been watching at 7 o'clock on Cabin Radio and WT, you've been watching COVID Corner, now Cabin Corner. Well, it's on hiatus after its first season for the summer, but not before Ollie Williams does one last blow out the tank show on Canada Day, starting at noon, right here on Cabin Radio and WT Facebook page. Is that it?
Nailed it.
Yeah! All right. All right, let's listen to some Alabama shakes.
No kidding.
Tell us about Canada Corner, Ollie.
Got nothing to add. Yeah, it is the best we can do is what it is, because we can't have the usual Canada Day stuff.
No.
So we're putting together a little show. We got the Dene drummers on it. We got the mayor on it. We'll do some other stuff as well. We got some poetry on it, which is really cool.
Very nice.
And we'll try and do maybe a little musical thing or two, a dance thing or two as well, and just have like a half-hour show. It's brought to you by Northwest Tel. They're sponsoring that, and they're going to do a little giveaway.
Beautiful.
As well as part of that, which is very cool. And the City Young Life is another partner on it as well. So
Are they
thank
giving
you
away
to
an
those guys.
unlimited internet package?
Never in
No.
our lives.
Fair enough.
Only once the sun implodes and becomes a dwarf star. But
Listen, guys, the world's coming to win it. You have unlimited internet until it does that.
yeah,
I mean, it's the least they could do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I do like, I do like that it's going up by, mine's going up by 150%, which is nice.
yeah, it depends what you were paying.
Yeah.
So if you already had one of the cheaper plans, you don't get as big a bump.
Nope.
But if you had one of the more expensive ones, you do get a bigger bump.
That's right.
So there you go.
There you go.
Even Cabin Radio gets a little. We get an extra 100 gigabytes a month.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Time to download some games.
Listen, you are already responsible for like 350 gigabytes out of our 400.
I am?
You behave.
What'd I do?
I don't know, but it's just odd how there's a spike in data traffic from the Studio One computer between 7 and 9 most weekday mornings.
Oh,
Well-
you hit those 2 hours hard.
It's all those YouTube videos. I listen to.
Yeah.
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 Don't even watch them. I just have them on in the background.
So this is not the only show going on. So we've
No,
got
it's
ours
not.
going on at 12 that day, but there is also a big nationwide Canada Day special.
Absolutely.
Being, I think Heritage Canada have put this together, and it's being aired on the CBC TV. It starts at 11 Mountain Time on Canada Day, and it has got, along with a whole bunch of other people, Leela Gilday.
Yes.
Performing a brand new song. She put together a great big music video with Pedo and Artless Collective helping her out.
Very nice.
And that is going to get its debut on the show. I think it's called Canada Day Across the Country.
Okay.
And it's got a whole bunch of different acts on it as well. There's featuring 6 different cities, and Yellowknife is one of them.
Very nice.
So that's pretty cool. So you got that at 11, you got us at 12, and then from 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I think AJ
Yes.
is MCing a whole... are you just repeating every third word of mine because it's the safest way to make sure you're correct about it?
Mine. Safely.
There we go.
Correct.
You know what? I'll take it. So, AJ... don't you start continuing this for the rest of the break.
Continuing.
Okay, we're done.
No. It's fine. AJ is
MCing. There's a whole bunch of music and performances, and I know Grace Clark's playing as part of it. Grace Clark, who we have playlisted these days, because we enjoyed her new track that much. She's going to be playing a bunch of other acts as well, and AJ has got that on the Cities page all afternoon. So you've got 3 different things that you can tune into on Canada Day, even if you can't necessarily get out there and have the kind of Canada Day experience you might usually want, seeing you live in a nation insecure enough to need its own day.
I mean,
yeah.
Fair enough.
Absolutely. Canada's sitting there like, how about me? How come no one's celebrating me? I've been around for 150 years.
And that's it.
Okay, not to drag the City of Yellowknife, but I looked up the City of Yellowknife Canada Day celebrations just to confirm who was going to play on this online thing. I know that Welder's daughter's playing, and like you said, Grace Clark. AJ is MCing, and here's the lineup for Canada Day Entertainment, as told to me by the City of Yellowknife websites. The parade starts at 11 at Ruthage Memorial Pool, finishes at 12 at Sir John, from 12 to 6 at Samba K Civic Plaza. You've got Digglewolf, Johnny Cole Belly Beats.
Where are you seeing all this?
Oh, this is the Yellowknife.ca, getting active Canada Day Entertainment. I think
I'm on
this
there
is
right
from
now.
last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I found
Lecter's
this
on the
year's.
page right now.
I stumbled across this year.
And has Canada Day 2020 up on the city's website.
It was the first thing that came up was last year's poster.
Well, it's nice to remember.
It is. Nice to remember when we could get out there and be together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now the government doesn't want that.
Just in case Wheeler has now completely confused you, no, there is not a parade this year.
I've confused you. This is on their website.
Not a lot happening. They just haven't deleted their old page, have they?
No.
There's not a lot happening this year other than the stuff that's online. But if you go to the city's website, there's a whole thing that sets out what you're going to get. Like I said, Canada Day across the country with Leela Gilday at 11, us at 12, Canada Corner, and then AJ MCing the live from Yellowknife broadcast, which is at 1.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
Very nice. I mean, an interesting way to celebrate Canada Day. Obviously, we can't do much else. So let's make the best of it.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast, where we cut out all the great music and you're left with the rest.
Are you good? Okay. And with the return of possibly our favorite guest of all time on Mornings at the Cabin, no offense to anybody else, but it's a roller coaster every time she appears, and it's unpredictable. Friend of the show, friend of the cabin, Bridget Rusk back in Studio One. Woo-woo! After a long hiatus, the big return happens today on a Friday. Couldn't be more appropriate. Bridget, thank you so much for joining us, as always. What's up?
Oh, just a bundle of energy.
Yes, you are. Well, thank you for bringing us your caffeine-laden granola. That might have something to do with it. It's delicious.
Yeah, super granola.
Can you buy just caffeine? I don't understand how you add caffeine to it.
Oh, well, I guess I'll give away a little bit of my secret. Won't give away the ratios, but there is instant coffee.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay, that makes sense.
Chuck some instant coffee.
Yeah,
Chuck it in
and
there.
Then liquid caffeine. No.
There's actually liquid caffeine. This is like
just breaking capsules.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
In with the maple syrup.
Oh, beautiful. Oh my God, this is gonna really hurt later on.
It's gonna hit in 15.
It's gonna hit in 15, and you're gonna just dive
Stay
after that.
tuned for 8:30.
That's right. Well, I mean, it's been, like I said, it's been months and months since you've been on. Even a couple of months since you've been on the video show that we were doing last month. What's been going on? I mean, we're going to get to something. We've got something.
Oh my
By
God.
the way, since mornings at the Wabbin wrapped up, I think your appearance may have been the most memorable with your COVID.
Oh my God.
What was it? COVID eyes?
COVID eyes.
Chart. Eyes. That was.
Yeah.
I don't think we told you how phenomenal that was, or at least fully expressed how
Can't hide your
phenomenal
COVID.
that was. That was so fun. That was so well done.
How is the COVID dating scene going?
Oh, well, it was phenomenal for me, too. People added me on Facebook, and I actually went on a couple of dates based on my appearance on the show.
You got the cabin bump.
There you go. I got to tell you, my experience with this whole cabin radio thing has been quite the opposite. I've lost friends, and my girlfriend doesn't even want to take me on dates anymore. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, so that appearance was definitely mutually beneficial.
Very good.
Nice.
Very good.
Awesome.
Nothing stuck, but,
Nothing stuck.
It was a good time.
That's fine. You had a good time. That's awesome. That's hilarious.
That's great.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that you got that bump.
Yeah.
I think all our guests get that. I heard you at Cabin Radio
hope
this
so,
morning. Let's
man.
go on a date. I've been married for 30 years. Okay. So that's, you've been dating a little bit. Are you back you're still working though, right? You're working from home. There's still stuff going on. Yeah.
Yeah. We're not back in the office.
Not at all.
No.
Not to take advantage of this new soundproof wall.
Yeah, I did not know that was happening. So
Good. It was only happening at that main office in the corner, and they were not pleased. Apparently, they made some complaints.
Oh,
That's
well,
why we did the wall.
I'll bring it up at our next meeting.
I don't think you need to. The wall's there now.
Well, it looks great.
Great. So, I mean, tell us a little bit more about what's going on before we get to the big story, which is your experience just outside of Providence. What else has been going on? You've been baking. You made this granola.
Yeah, I actually have been baking less. I would say I was baking once a week or every 2 weeks before BC, before COVID, and now I've been more cooking and stuff. But I have definitely been camping a lot, which is wonderful. I'm really into summer here and the spring that was before. And I'm really trying to get into kind of like the foraging of flowers and stuff like that to make, just kind of get ahead and make gifts for Christmas. Yeah.
Well, you actually identified some of the flowers that we put up over the weekend because I took some pictures. We were going on this beautiful hike and, of course, looked at all the flora and some fauna poop. And we were trying to identify. I was just taking pictures of stuff that I thought was pretty. And I didn't really, I was like, oh, this is nice. I wonder what it is. Shannon had a lot of the knowledge, but I posted up a couple of pictures and Bridget immediately on Instagram was like, are those forget-me-nots in Moss Campy? And I was like, yeah, great eye. Are they? Is that what it is? Yeah,
that's totally
That's
them.
exactly what it is. Well, wow, yeah. Yeah, that's very cool. The little forget-me-nots, I took a picture of it because it was shaped like a heart. Little blue heart.
Yeah. Pretty cute.
Yeah, very good. So do you have a pretty extensive knowledge of all the flora in the area now?
Yeah, it's definitely growing. I have more and more. But
missed you, Bridget.
Thanks, guys. I keep getting more and more books, and that's what I read at night because I'm pretty nerdy. Thanks. And I'm still single.
Well, after this appearance,
that's right. This is going to give you another
requests
bump.
are just going to be flooding in. Oh man,
that's right.
Be fighting them off with a stick.
Wow, what kind of stick though?
Oh, I don't know.
Like a elm branch,
something heavy.
Something heavy.
I hope.
Definitely not an aspen. They're too trembly.
No, that's true. Well, you could just whip someone with it. Whatever you're into, I suppose. Yeah. Okay, so you've been foraging. You're learning a little bit more. This obviously this break, this COVID break, has kind of offered us, all of us, an opportunity to kind of learn more and do more. And you've been traveling around a little bit as well.
Just really seeing all the territory here.
So, and what you've done in this time off, as we know, we get a little agitated. We can get a little agitated with all the isolation, right? And sometimes we bounce off the walls a little bit.
We do.
Maybe parts of our personality come out that weren't there before. They get highlighted. Stuff that we were trying to hide kind of comes out a little bit because you're frustrated, right? You're frustrated. You're bouncing off the walls. You don't have a lot to do.
The walls are getting damaged.
Yeah, the
Your
walls are
landlord's
getting
getting angry.
Exactly. So you go for
It's
a
all
drive.
building up.
Try to calm yourself down. You know, you go on the highway, open the window, crank up the tunes, try to relax a little bit. Just try to get away from it all.
Yes.
And you turn into a criminal.
I wasn't trained on these roadways, baby. I was trained on the 400 series.
Where there are no rules.
Where there are no rules. And you can just, like, dive out of your car.
Canada's
and tuck and roll.
Autobahn, baby.
Canada's Autobahn. Highway 3, leaving Yellowknife. So you're out for a little drive. And you brought this in. And it was just outside Providence this happened?
It was around Chan Lake.
Around Chan Lake. Okay. And now you had a few run-ins with this guy.
I
We'll
would
get
say-
to it.
With
Yeah,
the
I would say
law.
both before and after Chan Lake, actually, to be precise.
Run-ins with the law. You have here a ticket for speeding. Bridget Rusk. 131 in 100. You are a badass.
I was going to say criminal.
I was going to say, hey,
you
you know
know.
what? You're right. You know what, Lecter? You know, when you call me on things, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because we shouldn't try to glamorize
No.
crime.
No, that's right.
There are children listening to
Bridget,
this
I hope
programming.
not. Bridget Rusk. Bridget Ann Rusk.
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that.
That's nice.
That is nice.
Yeah.
Bridgie Ann.
The kids call me.
Thank you. 131 and 100. I mean, that's pretty standard. It's not bad. $209.
And 5 demerit points.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, that hurts.
Ooh.
It will
What?
stay.
Okay.
So it'll stay on my license for
Like 3 years.
24 months,
24
which
months?
is
2
seems
years.
actually quite
That's pretty reasonable.
reasonable.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like a very short amount of time.
Okay, but what you didn't tell us this part off the air because we were kind of going through the whole story. It's hilarious. Let's start with that though.
Okay.
5 demerit points.
Yeah, and I was looking at all the demerit points. You only get 1 demerit point if you're driving recklessly through a canyon or mountain area,
Yeah.
but you get 5 for speeding.
Well, let's tell the whole story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
Start from the beginning.
Let's start from the beginning because 5 demerit points for speeding.
But I own
seems
it. I think
excessive.
I deserve it.
You own it. That's fine.
Yeah.
But let's tell the rest of the story as to why you might have gotten all those demerits
Yeah.
simply for speeding.
Yes, I definitely have earned it.
Okay, go ahead.
because- So, initially, I drew attention to myself on this roadway because the police officer in question had pulled over another individual
Yes.
on the
Ah.
opposite side of the roadway.
Very good.
Okay.
And so I noticed that they were pulled over. And so I slowed my speed, but not to a really slowed speed.
That's
it's more
right.
I applied the brakes, but maybe was 80.
Just pumped it to take it off cruise control.
Which to be fair, was about half of what you were going at the time. 80.
Yeah, so I was going maybe 80. And then after going by, my friend says, yeah, I think you're supposed to really slow down.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
and I go, oh, well, he's definitely going to come for me. But
Yeah.
but I don't think that's the law in Ontario. Like when you're on the same side.
Typical
you-
Southerners.
Yeah,
This is how we
right.
do things in Ontario.
Yeah.
Well, so it's just more that's what I've learned.
Yes,
But
of course.
okay, he's definitely going to come for me.
Understand, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then we keep driving, and I'm going, 115, maybe 120, and then for the
Still illegal.
moment, it's still illegal, but maybe less demerits. Still on me. Would have taken the ticket. I go 130. And the lights come on behind me.
Boom.
And I did not really notice that it was a police truck. And so I pull over. And he comes up. And then he takes a moment before he comes up to my window. And I realize...
They always do. They like to make you sweat.
Yeah, a little bit.
But then he comes up because then he has to read off my license plate.
Yes.
And so then I realize at this point that I've had this action packer that's in this extended basket behind my vehicle. And so it has impeded the view of my license. So then he comes up and he says, all right, do you realize why I've pulled you over? And then he rings off, you sped past me back there.
Don't answer that. Here's why.
And when I'm pulled over and talking to somebody else, what if I was in an argument with him? He could have pushed me into your lane of traffic, and that's my life on the line. And immediately
okay.
I just burst into tears. I'm like, I am so sorry for putting your life in danger, sir. I was very upset. I was like, just give me the ticket. And then he goes, and then you're going 130. You're going over 130. That's way too fast. And then I can't see what your license plate is as you're driving because you got this nifty little basket. Seems great for transporting your stuff.
You got this basket, which seems like a really great purchase. I'll get to that in a second because I'm in need of something of this.
Whole lot of convenience there.
But after the ticket.
Yeah, and so I'm just kind of like in silence, just staring at him with big frog eyes. Just hand over all of my information. He goes back, and then I think he takes about 30% off and then comes back to
what a
me.
Deal.
And it's a lot calmer and is like, okay, I see that you've never been pulled over, like never had a ticket. Seems like you're very overwhelmed. So we're gonna give you the ticket for the speeding, but
you were probably like,
you have to go 50% of the posted speed limit whenever there is a stopped emergency vehicle.
That's a good. That's a learning moment, I think, for all of us because I didn't know that either. I mean, I had no idea that on the opposite side you had to, like acknowledge in any way, a traffic stop on the other side of the road. The same side seems pretty obvious.
Yeah, same side you have to like go down to like 30. Basically, you have to go like school zone past the cop.
Right. But I mean, plus we all want to slow down and see if we know who got pulled over.
Absolutely.
So we can
got a rubberneck.
Yeah, that's right.
But on the other side, it makes, just because it's such a small highway, it's it's very small.
Yeah.
Very tight. So, that kind of makes
bison.
sense. I just didn't. And bison. I just kind of do it like just off a habit, but I don't think I was aware it was law going the other way.
Yeah.
There you go.
Now that I know, it's like, oh, that makes total sense, and I was probably an idiot. So.
I do have to say, the most brazen thing is that you passed an officer who had pulled someone over, clearly on active duty, on high alert, and then you sped up. I would have been, at least the next couple kilometers. Let's just, keep it cool here. Let's go. Maybe just 10 kilometers over the speed limit.
Maybe just go around the corner until they can't see you.
But you're actually no, let's haul ass out of here. Pedal to the metal. That's, what were you thinking, Bridget?
What were you thinking? What was going through your brain?
I was thinking radar love, baby.
Hands wet on the wheel. I love it.
Oh,
amazing.
Man, that's great.
But 5 demerit points.
Yeah, that's harsh.
The fine is $209, which is not bad for going 30 over the posted speed limit, 131. And when he's like, that's way too fast, it's like, okay, RCMP guy on the highway. Have you seen the RCMP on the highway? They all go about 120.
Yeah, but they're trying to catch people like Bridget.
Not necessarily. Been passed by an RCMP going about 120, so what are you going to do?
Responding to a call of a delinquent.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
Probably.
So,
one of my friends.
Because it was so close to Fort Providence, you have to appear the Justice of the Peace, September 9th, 2020. At the Snowshoe Inn in Fort Providence, which is where the Justice of the Peace is, at 7 p.m.
So that's a real thing.
They got a long day planned on September 9th. 7 p.m. we'll get to you. Oh, my Lord. And the thing is, you'd have to show up, and you'd have to be there probably from 3 on, because they do it in sections, right? So if you're there in the morning, I don't know how I know this. If you're there in the morning, you have to show up for 9, and then, it gets bumped or whatever. There's like a 2-hour lunch break, and then you keep going. Snowshoe Inn. That tickled me pretty good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I could buy some hardware, buy some enamel plates.
Oh, yeah.
Buy some meat.
Just make a day of it.
Yeah.
Stay overnight.
Plead my innocence.
I'll be like, don't listen to this Cabin Radio article.
And be back in Yellowknife before midnight. Well, sounds like a nice day.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
Still joined, who will not leave, by Bridget Rusk. But that's fine. We asked you to stay, right?
Yep, and I'm never going home.
Never going home. We've already talked about your criminal activity, which is, a little damning, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Bridget Ann.
Stay tuned. About to just rack up more demerits.
What laws will she break next?
That's right.
One can only imagine.
Mm-hmm. And let's imagine now. Let's just make a list of the laws we think Bridget Rusk will break. You're going to the East Arm this weekend. Air Tindy's doing day trips.
No laws out there.
That's right. You're in international waters. So where are you going? Where do they go on these day trips?
I believe it's Ethan Island.
Okay.
Or Ethan Island.
Yeah.
Ethan.
Very nice.
And so we're going to land somewhere around there that does not have other boaters around, so that we have the optimal chance to catch fish.
You're definitely going to catch fish.
Okay, so I've told a lot of people about it, and so I'm worried I'm going to be the one person who's gone to the East Arm and did not catch a fish.
It's almost a guarantee. It's a virtual guarantee that you catch fish in the East Arm. So bring your pole. You've got all your implements.
Yeah, so actually now I'm a pretty avid fisherwoman. I own 2 rods now, so I'm going to bring my Ugly Stick Tiger.
Very nice. Ooh, very good. That's an expensive rod.
Mm-hmm. Is that like a brand name, or is that just what you called it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And the Tiger is the one that has a load-bearing limit up to 40 pounds.
Whoa.
And it's one piece, so whereas my other one is more for backpacking, so it breaks down into several pieces, but the one rod, continuous, should be good for reeling in the big guys.
Okay.
Graphite rod, very bendable, very nice. Very
wow.
nice, absolutely. And what kind of reel you packing there?
Yeah.
Also packing a reel.
One with line.
That's right.
One with the green line.
The green line.
No, you don't want to use that.
The one that's like not the fishing line. You know, it's like the
what?
It's like it's fibrous. It's not.
It's like
it's not plastic.
It's weave. It's like a nylon weave.
Literally just rope.
Yeah, rope.
Yeah.
Tiny rope.
You're casting a rope.
Yeah, I'm just throwing out cord.
Just extension cord.
That's
Not
right.
real.
Yeah. Don't need any rag on our cord.
Big Cisco. I'm just hoping for the best.
Very nice. Very nice. No, I mean it's a virtual guarantee that you're going to catch something. So,
have you done much fishing just around like more local areas?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been going by myself and with friends, and it's kind of nice. Like it's just really peaceful just to kind of go out, and I haven't been catching much, but it's so quiet and calm just to throw the line in and bring a book along, and maybe you reel something up or maybe you don't. Caught a couple pike.
Nice.
Super calm, standing on the shore, fishing around the lake, except for this. Oh, God, this is really relaxing. I just get out here and focus on my...
I gotta say, though, people don't really like me for this, but I don't really attract mosquitoes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
They just...
Ollie, anyway, I don't really attract mosquitoes. My skin is made from citronella.
There are some people like that. I had an uncle the same way.
Yeah.
He just like, the rest of us would be getting eaten alive. A mosquito and mosquitoes just like bounced off him. It was like he had a force field around him. They would just be like, no, don't want any of that blood.
Yeah.
Move on to the rest of us.
Fair enough.
Succulent people.
Well, I definitely attract them. I don't unattract them. That's whatever. But I don't really react. I don't really react to the bites. Like they'll be itchy for a little bit and then they'll be gone.
Yeah.
Not like Phoenix, who like gets bit by a mosquito and all of a sudden there's like a toonie-sized welt on her. She reacts very, very poor. I on the other hand, like will get bitten a lot, but it just doesn't really affect me.
Right.
So
yeah.
You're
like Wolverine.
I guess Bridget and I are just like on that next step of evolution. I don't have my wisdom teeth either, so.
You've never had any wisdom teeth come in?
Nope.
Wow.
And they're not gonna. Dentist told me.
Probably a metaphor in there. But,
what? For
you'll be young forever.
Yeah. I'm a lost boy.
I think it means you have no, that's not. I was going to say I think it means you have a big mouth, but that would mean you just have wisdom teeth come in with no issue.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like Freddie Mercury.
Oh, he had that.
I don't know. He had extra teeth. He had a big mouth. Ollie, now we got offered to send someone out on this very same day trip. Air Tindy's doing these day trips, right? You're looking at me blindly. Blankly. Are you going to go?
No, I can't.
You can't go. Scott can't go. I can't go. Who's going?
I don't know. Shannon?
Let's send Shannon.
Yeah, I mean, we offered it around to people here. I mean, it's really good of them to offer. I don't think it was particularly... I'd done it.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of short notice, obviously.
I suppose. Yeah, it is. But I mean, it's only a day trip.
It'd be nice to take up the offer for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I've never been to the East Arm, so that would be lovely.
But you got to go to Hidden Lake instead.
I got to get a fishing rod, too.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
You don't have a fishing rod?
No.
Bridget,
let alone two.
You got to get a
this
fishing license
here.
as well.
Well I don't even have that.
Right.
Big price of $10.
Oh, did you get one? You're not just going to go out there and fish without one?
I've had one.
Criminal.
I abide by most rules.
Most rules. Yeah, you're very cool. You're very cool that way. Yeah, that's nice. I want to do one of those trips. My mom was actually asking me the other day. She's like, "We should do that. We should do one of those." I was like, "Okay, let's do that." And she hasn't gotten back to me on that one yet. But you're guaranteed to get. You're guaranteed. Have you caught a lake trout yet?
Not a trout. Well, like in a net, but not
In a net.
like a net under the ice. Like
I got you.
fishing. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Cheating.
Yeah, cheating. That's exactly what it is.
Or feeding myself.
Yes, the same thing. But it's a virtual guarantee that you're going to catch a fish. Don't keep anything over, say, 15 pounds.
Is that the rule?
It's not really a rule, but like the bigger ones, they're not as good eating, and you want to keep those in the lake.
Yeah,
keep
for
the bigger
sure.
ones in the lake.
Yeah, there is upper limits of what you can keep. I think in the East Arm, like there's restrictions, just to kind of keep the gene pool.
Right.
Oh yeah, I mean there's numbers.
I have to double check.
There's a limit on numbers you can catch. I think you're allowed, if you go on a trip, you're allowed to bring 2 trout back.
Right.
You can catch 2 per day, but you don't eat them.
Yeah.
But you're allowed to bring 2 back. But anything over like I said, anything over 15 pounds, because the fish grow exceptionally slow in the cold water, you're getting into like it's not like tough or anything. It's just that the bigger fish are not that good eating.
Right.
What you want is like between a 6 and a 10 pound fish. That's perfect eating fish.
And you're already skirting the law of the line of the law.
That's right.
If you will. So make sure you know what the rule is.
Yeah, for God's sake. Let's find out what's socially acceptable.
Yeah.
And then go with that.
Well, the size of the fish as well. That's kind of a lot of people I know around here don't like eating coney or inconu.
Yeah.
But I found that the small coney are actually tasty, where they have a different life cycle. So they are basically a different fish when they're smaller versus larger.
Yeah.
And so they're not like oily or super fishy until they get kind of big.
Older. Okay.
That's
there
just
you go.
like us as people.
That's right.
Different people when
So-
we're
I get
younger.
super fishy.
Don't worry, everybody. Eat small coney.
All right. Good advice. Good advice. Bridget, thank you for joining us, as always.
Hope you have a wonderful trip.
You did mention that, and because we didn't know, that we're coming up on our 500th episode.
Yeah.
So I think we'll mark that day. It's around August 11th.
Well, I think we're
apparently.
probably long past our 500th episode, just our 500th podcast, because as we know that,
I'm sorry, what?
podcast doesn't always work out.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay, well, let's say we're at 475 then. But we'll mark the
All right.
occasion. and
We'll just call them the same.
That's right. And we'll probably have you
fine.
back before then, but I'd like to take this opportunity to mark that episode by having some of our favorite guests back.
All-star lineup.
All-star lineup.
Yeah.
We're extending that invite to you right now.
Thanks, guys. I'll be there.
She's busy.
Yeah, she's busy. Yeah, I
have
won't be here
plans
that day.
August 11th. I'll be out
All
of
right.
territory.
Okay, thank you, Bridget. Make sure you pay this ticket, Kay. All right, just show up at the Snowshoe Inn, 7 o'clock, September 9th. In Fort Providence. God, I love that. Mornings at the cabin done for another day. Be good to each other. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca and by following the Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page.